What is up, comic fans? Welcome to the Legion of Comics. I'm Mark, and today I'm going to start a brand new video series. Let's look at my graded comic collection. I'm going to go through my books in no particular order. I'm going to look at them, talk about the book a little bit of why I have it, maybe kind of whatever comes to mind, but we're also going to look at the value of them. And at the end of this all, we're going to give away a slab. So if you want to know, you can enter with that. Don't go anywhere. You're about to see some really cool books. Check this out. Shout out to Big Time Collectibles. Be sure to check them out at their website or on social media and don't miss out on the awesome stuff they've constantly got going on over there. And also, if you need anything cleaner press, check out my buddy Justin over on Instagram. Let him know you found him via the channel. And a huge shout out, as always, to my local comic shop, my good friends over at ABX Comics and Games. If you're into comics, tabletop gaming, any of that good stuff, be sure to check them out. So let's get into it. New video series. I wanted to try something a little bit different and try to make it fun. I was just kind of cleaning up in here, kind of putting figures up on the wall and just filing books. I'm like, dude, I haven't looked at a lot of these books in a long time. And I found myself looking through my slab collection, which you can't really see it down here, but there's just a lot of slabs. This whole bottom shelf down here is just stacked with slabs, and they're constantly coming in more and more. So I figured, let's just do like a video series. I've never really done a video series, and this is something I think I'll be able to do with the limited time that I have. It'll be fun because these books span all through the ages, all through the publishers, all through the grading companies as well. And then I remembered good buddy Headquake Jr. on Instagram. He goes by Hefe here on YouTube. He donated a slab to the channel, and I've been trying to find a way and when to give it away. And I figured, let's add it to this video series. So we have this beautiful, beautiful Catwoman 47 Nathan Zerdy CGC 9.8 that I'll be giving away for those that watch this series. So I'll talk about that at the end of the video, how to enter to win that. But without further ado, let's just go through these books in no particular order and see how many we could get through in a decent amount of time here. And we're going to start with this. I've looked at these and was looking at the price and realized there's a lot of affordable keys in this group right here. If you're looking for some actual bangers for affordable prices and you're not a grave snob, as I'm not, you can pick these up for dirt cheap. So this first one is the Demon issue number 1 from 1972. It's the first appearance and origin of the Demon Etrigan, Jason Blood, and Randu. Merlin, Morgana, Le Fay also make appearances in it. Story and art by the legendary Jack the King Kirby. Now, this is actually a really, really clean copy. And this is actually part of the first submission I ever did to CBCS. I did not clean or press it. I just straight up sent it in. I wanted to try out these new cases they had, and it came back a 4.0. Now, I had no delusions that this was going to be a high price one, or even that it would be one that's like kind of worth the cost of submitting, but I was fine with that because the Demon is one of my favorite DC characters over there with the supernatural stuff, and it is just a gorgeous book. Now, this one right here, and I used Cover Price to look all these up because I have that service and I never, ever use it. So this is a great time for me to kind of dabble in that. So they factor the values based off recent sales from wherever they populate in eBay or Heritage, wherever stuff is, I guess, reported. And according to Cover Price, this in a CBCS or this in a graded 4.0, because I didn't really give a distinction, I just said graded or raw, is $74. So, and that's just based off recent sales. And as I'll talk about later, some of these numbers are absolutely bananas when you start looking at the data, like in good ways and bad ways, and just interesting ways. But $74 on that one. Next up, this was from the same submission. This was my first CBCS submission. I did it through a local shop here in town as well. I did it through Top Dog Comics that you can submit through them. And this is New Teen Titans number 2 from 1980, the first appearance of Deathstroke the Terminator. Now, this one I did send in for clean and pressing. And I'd sent this one, so this was my second submission then, because this one, I picked 3 books that had very unique flaws to them. This one had extreme cover roll. That spine roll was pretty bad. And I'll be honest with you, they didn't really get it out. They didn't do much to it that really made me want to warrant using their service again. And I never have since then based off the 3 books that I sent in. But it came back a CBCS 4.5. Now, this in a 4.5 is fair market value right now at $100. And you see it's got the newsstand edition there. I don't know if it denotes that on here. Yeah, it does. Newsstand edition. So I didn't check the price on a newsstand or regular because of the time era in 1980. Newsstands are not more rare. It's not like some newsstand. That's one thing people don't really think about. Direct market didn't even start into the 70s, so newsstands were the primary focus of it. Like by the late 80s, it might start getting balanced out a little bit, but newsstands didn't start getting rare till later. So that's a common misconception. Now, here's one that is a ridiculously undervalued key. And the first CGC book that's going to come up, I bought this one, paid and shipped for a $20 bill. This is probably one of DC's most undervalued keys, and it's from 1986, and it's Legends issue number 1 by John Ostrander and Lynn Wein on the story. This book features the first appearance of arguably one of DC's best villains, Amanda Waller. Now, she's had constant reoccurring roles in comic books, numerous live-action films, and an upcoming HBO Max series, Waller, under James Gunn's leadership. She's a character that has stuck. She continues to stay, and I'm telling you right now, big things are coming for her in actual comic books. The big event with the battle with Earth 3 that happened, and her putting the hit out on the Justice League. Undervalued key, $20 for a graded 8.0 white pager at that. Now, this next one's not a white pager. It's a cream to off-white page, and it's a 3.0 CGC Flash issue number 140, featuring the first appearance of Heatwave, another character that is seen in the television shows and the Legends of Tomorrow and all that. Flash keys are ridiculously affordable, and this is not even taking into account the movie or anything. Just his rogues gallery is iconic. It's known. It's very recognizable between Batman, Spidey. The Flash probably has the 3rd best rogues gallery in all of comic books. Now, this one clocks in at a $34 FMV. Now, I wouldn't check that across like other platforms because cover price had me scratching my head on that. You're not going to find this at $34. I'm guessing that was probably a live auction on eBay or something that people weren't watching or paying attention to, and someone got it for a steal. The book realistically goes for around a bill, about $100 on this one. Or get a little less, get a little more, but that's still a ridiculously affordable key. But it's crazy to think cover price has this listed at $34. I mean, numbers be numbers. So that's accurate. I mean, that means it can happen. I found crazy deals out there as well. Now, this next one was not on cover price, probably because it's a retailer exclusive. So maybe that's a thing that they don't track on that website. As this video series goes, I'll get more familiar with that website, obviously. But this is actually a birthday present from Pops Attic on Instagram, my Pops. He knows out this was at the time, this was like the Unicorn Jang book for me. I just had a hard time finding it for a reasonable price. And he pulls up on my birthday with this book and he hooked it up. And it's in a CGC 9.8, Deceased issue number 3, John Jang Virgin exclusive from Comics Elite, cover date of September 2019. And it's a signed copy. So John signed it down there in silver. This is just an absolutely wicked book. Harley Quinn, Deceased style. John has such a unique art flavor. I'm just a huge fan of John Jang. Got all of his books except for the ones that I've pre-ordered and I'm waiting on them to get in the mail. Just got that new Sirens book that went on sale today. But yeah, there's only 2 of his books that I haven't pre-ordered, and that's because they come from this place called Rated Comics, and their prices are 3 times the price of a standard book anywhere else. It's insane. I refuse to pay those prices. But it's a Vampirella Year 1 and Behold the Behemoth that are gorgeous covers that he did. But Rated Comics is not stealing from you like that. That's crazy. Sorry for the tangent, but it needs to be said. Next up, that John Jang book. I had at eBay the price on this one. So eBay's got this at roughly $165 when you look through the last sold. So that's a decent value one right there. And this one right here, another crazy undervalued key. This is Forever People issue number 1 from 1971, featuring the second appearance of Darkseid, or as CGC calls it, the first full appearance of Darkseid, first appearance of the Forever People. And this is Jack Kirby's story, Jack Kirby and Vince Colletta cover, and just amazing book. This should be in any comic book fan's collection. Darkseid is such an important, iconic villain. Again, like probably the most recognized DC villain behind the Joker. He's just the man. And this is his book. In a CGC 6.5, it's got the value at $155. Crazy. And I didn't pay that much for it when I got this back in the day. This was one of my first CGC books that I got. But yeah, once I got that, I was just like, I got the itch and I wanted more CGC books. And the very next one I got directly after that, I was trying to complete my Kirby DC stuff, which at this point It's complete with minus a few filler issues on stuff, which Pops had, so I feel weird even double buying. But I wanted to get all these Kirby firsts in collectible condition, like graded and decent and all that. So I got New Gods issue number 1, featuring the first appearance of Orion, Light Ray, Highfather, Calabac, Metron, and it's in a CGC 7.5. Same credits on it with Jack Kirby. And this one goes for $74 in a 7.5. Now, here's one of the interesting things about cover price. An 8.0, one grade higher, FMV is $124. But a 7.0, a grade lower, is actually $175, like $100 more for a grade less. So that's the interesting thing about cover price. You know, it's accurate numbers. It's just what's sold kind of thing. Love this cover. Love the colors palettes on it and everything, and that black and white background with space and everything. But it's crazy. It really makes you like second guess the prices that you're shopping at stuff. Like when you see something, don't just assume it's a great price. Look at like what the higher grade and the lower grade is, because it's crazy to think a grade lower is $100 more valuable. Wicked. So the next two are kind of a pair that I got. I got these directly from Alex Ross's website. This was back in like 2019. I bought this for myself for Father's Day. So these, Immortal Hulk was one of my favorite modern comic runs. It's just absolutely amazing. Al Ewing crushed it. And these were the San Diego Comic-Con exclusives that Alex Ross did for Immortal Hulk issue 20. It's a cover set, a trade dress, and a Virgin, but they're different images altogether. And I needed them. Me and my buddy were going to throw in half skis, and I was going to get one. He was going to get the other one, and we did that. But I saw the signature option for him, right? And I'm like, dude, let's get the signatures. And he wasn't really feeling that, so I went in half with him on the set, and then I bought just an actual set for myself signed. And once I got them signed, I'm like, yo, CBCS does this signature authentication thing, because I didn't want to buy them slapped through Alex Ross's website. They were insanely priced. So I just went the route to get it done myself. So I tested out CBCS's signature verification service, and luckily there were real signatures, at least what they could determine, and coming straight from the Alex Ross shop. Sent them straight off, came back, no clean and press, both in a 9.8. So here's Immortal Hulk 20, the A cover, featuring the trade dress signed by Alex Ross down here in a CBCS 9.8. And what you need to look for with these especially is right here. It'll say witnessed or verified. If it's witnessed, it's the equivalent of a CGC signature where the person was there when it was signed and it went directly off. Verified means that they're running it through their checkers, their algorithms. They have little computer programs and stuff can get by them. So there is that to consider if that's something that you would be concerned about if it was witnessed or ran through their algorithm system. But again, with the new cases, the most recent labels, they got new ones coming down the pipe, I believe, but fantastic book, gorgeous cover. I love the style that he draws the Hulk in. It just mind-boggling. And then for the Virgin copy, this is just amazing. It's a straight-up homage to Hulk issue number 1. Now, I did not see any signed recent sales for this book in a 9.8, but I did for this one. The trade dress I didn't see, but this one's most recent sale was $250, but a best offer was taken. So I'm sure it was around that ballpark. So I'm just going to call it roughly $200 for the most recent sale. Alex Ross doesn't do cons and stuff like that. So it's really limited ways to get his autograph through like CGC and stuff like that directly. But this is just fantastic. His website directly is the other place, but beautiful cover, absolutely amazing. My favorite comic book character of all time just come to life in beautiful Alex Ross artwork. So that's 9 books. So we're at 13 minutes. So let's kill it off with this last book. And this is something that a lot of people might not have ever seen. This is actually a company out there. You have CGC, CBCS, PGX, but there is another company called EGS, Expert Grading Services, and they're kind of just getting up and running. They just got their own patented slabs not long ago, but before that, they were using a third-party company called Comic Skin to slab their comics, and they were in cases that were able to be opened and closed, but they did have seals on them to let you know if a customer opened them. And I actually reached out to Comic Skin and ordered some of the cases myself for books that I didn't necessarily want to send off to get graded. This was done during the time frame of CGC being backlogged to death, and CBCS was just not worth it. So I just wanted to play around and do some stuff myself. So I got this book at the Augusta Toy and Comic Show called Joe Fest a couple of years ago. Got my own label made with the help of a good community member, and I just assigned a grade to it that's a general grade. It's not a numerical grade. It's the old school grading style, And I just put a fine on it because that's its range, roughly between a 5 and a 6 kind of thing. And probably a little higher than that. But this is Superman number 233 from January of 1971. Beautiful, iconic Neil Adams cover. And what was fun about this, I was able to do the custom label with my logo and DC character logo, which you cannot do through other companies. So these cases are really cool. They're great just for display purposes, matching in with your set and everything. But that's just one of my favorite Superman covers. It's easily in the top 3, especially for the Neil Adams covers. I mean, it's so iconic. And one thing that a lot of people might not know is Neil Adams does not like this cover, because if you look at this leg, it's been elongated, and it's not the original drawing. They asked them to elongate the leg so they can fit in the Kryptonite Nevermore font down there. But that's just fantastic. And this one, in a raw fine copy, it's about $147. So that's the value of just the paper book inside, comparable to a graded version being about $210. So this is a decent book that you can pick up for a decent price as well, especially if you keep your eyes out. So yeah, that's going to do it for those, so we don't run out of time. Let's talk more about this giveaway book and how to enter. But while I do that, be sure to leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of this stack of books, what you think of grading companies, getting books graded, just your thoughts in general on grading. As we go through this, maybe we'll do in the next video or something, dive into more specific questions about companies or quality, but just give me your general thoughts about these books, these keys, and the grading in general. So again, this is what we're going to give away during this video series. It's a Catwoman issue 47, Nathan Zerdy. Beautiful cover, donated by Headquake Jr. on Instagram, aka Hefe, right here on YouTube. To win this, to be entered to win this, all you have to do is in that comment that you are currently typing right now, be sure to put the hashtag #WeAreLegion in there. And at the end of this video series, when we get through these slabs, I will go through on my live show at week's end, and I will spin a wheel, and I'll pick a video. And from that video I pick, I'll just draw a random comment. So the more of these videos that you enter in, it increases your chances, because if you skip one or miss one, and that's the video that I pull the comment from, you're not even in it. So make sure in your comment and all these little created comment collection videos, be sure to put hashtag #WeAreLegion. And I do my live show every Sunday night, 9 p.m. And during that show, at the end of this video series, when we get through these slabs, I will pull for the winner. So I'm guessing that we'll, I don't know, probably do about, I don't know, I'm going to say roughly 5 or 6 of these videos. I might tighten up how many of these we want to do. Some of these books might not be worth doing. I don't know. Got some facsimiles and stuff like that I don't think are worth talking about. Ain't worth it. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, like I said, leave that comment, hashtag #WeAreLegion, and be on the lookout for the next video. I'm going to drop one of these a week, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on it. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit the join button, become a member of the Legion. Until next time, as always, I'm Mark, but we are Legion.